Hello and welcome to MaryCast. This is Mark Miravalle. I want to talk about the role of the angels, and let's start with Our Lady as Queen of the Angels. What does the Church mean when the Church gives Our Lady that title? Well, Mary's Queen of the Angels because she's Queen in the kingdom of God. Her Son is the divine King, so her queenship expands over the entire kingdom of Jesus. That, of course, includes the angels. Now, in certain schools, including the Franciscan school, there's also the concept that the angels, during their time of moral testing, get the graces to say yes against the rebellion of Lucifer, who becomes Satan, the creature of non serviam, I will not serve. But the angels who say yes get the grace to say yes by the merits of Jesus Christ and the cross. So in a certain sense, Mary is even mother and co-redemptrix regarding the angels, in that she participates with and under Jesus to acquire the graces of Calvary, always second and subordinate, but truly participating. And this allows the angels to say yes. But clearly she is the queen of the angels. And clearly Our Lady desires us to be tapping the powerful intercession of these beautiful celestial beings. As I said in the last segment, the angels are more numerous, more intelligent, higher on the created order than we are. That should not lead us to ignore the angels. It should lead us to have proper veneration and appreciation of the angels. So St. Bonaventure gave us a great line. He said, "You should not consider yourself an educated Catholic unless you know the 9 choirs of the angels." Now, if that causes you some momentary disruption of peace, let's fill that gap, if it is a gap for you, and let's go through the 9 choirs of angels. The 9 choirs are set in what are called 3 hierarchies. And a hierarchy is a sacred order. This comes from Dionysius, St. Thomas Aquinas, and St. Bonaventure, the 3 greatest authors on the angels. In the highest hierarchy are the seraphim, the cherubim, and the thrones. This hierarchy is oriented towards contemplation of God Himself. They're focused on God in adoration, in contemplation, in love of God. The seraphim are known for their love of God. They're the highest choir, the first, if you're going from top down, right? The highest choir. And the seraphim, the word seraph in Hebrew means burning. And it's a loving burning of God that the seraphim have. The cherubim, the second choir, are those who contemplate divine truth. They are also the protectors and the custodians of holy places, as we find out particularly in the Old Testament. While the seraphim focus on the love of God, and certainly they recognize the truth, the cherubim accentuate the truth of God. Of course, that's also imbued with love. The third level are the thrones. The thrones are the lowest level of the first hierarchy. The thrones are those who take the divine mysteries, which they receive from the seraphim and cherubim, and they bring it down, they reveal it to the middle and the lower hierarchies. The thrones are known particularly for the virtue of humility, as they are constantly before the throne of God in adoration. The second hierarchy is the hierarchy that's ordained to the government of the cosmos, St. Thomas Aquinas, the angelic doctor, tells us. And by the government of the cosmos, it means the operation of all material things, the movement of planetary bodies, the courses of nature. Remember, as St. Thomas says, God uses the angel as his secondary causes. He does all through the intercession of his angels. So in this second hierarchy, we have, first of all, the dominions, or sometimes called the dominations. They are the lords of this middle hierarchy. They ordain what is to be done. They are followed by the powers and virtues. The powers and the virtues, sometimes that order is changed. Sometimes the virtues come first in different assessments of the 9 choirs, but they're really interchangeable in terms of it doesn't matter whether they're 4 and 5 or 5 and 4. Thomas has them 5 and 4 in this case. The powers are a particular aid against Satan. As we talked about in the first segment with the need of guardian angels, we are in an intense spiritual war. And the most dangerous thing is when you're in the midst of a spiritual battle and you're unaware that the battle is raging. So the powers we call upon for special assistance against Satan, the virtues are strengths, which is what the word virtus means in Latin. The virtus are strengths against temptation. And again, with the dominations, the powers and the virtues, they take care of the universe. They, from the blowing of the wind to the rotation of the planets, this is done by that middle hierarchy. The third hierarchy, the lowest hierarchy, levels 7, 8, and 9, would be the principalities, the archangels, and the angels. The principalities are the princes of human government. St. Thomas and Dionysius before him say that the lowest hierarchy is concerned about humanity. It's not that the others are not as well in more general senses, but the third hierarchy is dedicated to the guidance of human acts, especially towards heaven. So the principalities would be the higher angels that are angels over princedoms in Thomas's age. In our age, it would be over governments. Is it not clear that our government leaders need some angelic help? Read the papers. We know that one. Certainly, there's need for angelic direction and protection and guidance and illumination. The archangels, the eighth choir, are those who have a special task also, again, in ordaining and directing humanity. So archangels would also be, for example, helping leaders, regional leaders, individuals with special roles. Some maintain archangels could also be the special angel for bishops. But we see the point that the archangels have an accentuated role, not the same level as the princes, the principalities, but beyond individual guardian angels in helping humanity ordain itself towards heaven. And finally, the ninth choir, the choir of angels, from which predominantly, although not exclusively, we receive our guardian angels. So the ninth choir are angels that are designated to help humans individually make it to heaven. So keep this in mind, my friends. On the ninth level, you have to have at least as many angels as there have been human beings ever created. Because God doesn't recycle angels. These are not plastic bags. These are spiritual persons. And so it gives you a little idea. If the lowest level of the angels, the ninth choir, is at least as numerous as human beings have been and will be because God sees ahead, that gives you a little idea of the awe of the nine choirs. So I think it pleases Our Lady as the Queen of Angels for us to have an appreciation both in mind and in heart about these nine choirs of angels. We need them. And I strongly, strongly encourage the praying of the chaplet of St. Michael, which was given mystically from St. Michael to a Carmelite nun in the 17th century, and which has really been incorporated into the Church's devotional practice, whereby you pray to each individual choir for special help, for special virtues, which each choir will give us. So even though the third hierarchy is particularly ordained to humanity, all nine choirs can intercede for us. So pray the chaplet of St. Michael the Archangel. If you want a copy, you can go to motherofallpeoples.com and you'll find it there. You can certainly Google it as well. My friends, let's connect with the angels. These are these spiritual persons of extraordinary brilliance and sublimity. We need them and we should be loving them. Let's be part of the mystical body, which powerfully includes the beautiful civilization of the angels. Mark Miravalle with MaryCast saying thanks. God bless you.